Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is a Mazda CX-9 SUV that was purchased with some interior damage, this and that. We had extensive nasty stuff on the carpet. I managed to clean this car very well. I ended up painting these middle console trim pieces because they were flat black and I cleaned some of it, but some of it I couldn't get out, so I decided to paint them with black and then clear on top of them. I think they look nice because they match this trim piece here, and all this stuff was very nasty. And also I have I decided to change these two leather covers because they were grayish like this leather, and I don't know why they put them there, but maybe to match the rest of the car. I definitely did not like the combination, and they were tore up on the corners, really nasty. I did another video where I'm showing you guys how I replaced these. It wasn't that hard, it wasn't that bad, but they look, I believe they look much nicer now because they're brand new anyway, leather pieces. But the whole point of the video, or this particular video, would be to show you how to restore your seats, or leather seats. You know, this is only valid for leather seats, and when they're old, they're cracked, and you know, the previous owners did not take care of these seats or the leathers. The leather, and now they're kind of messed up. As you can see, they actually were much, you know, there were a lot of cracks right here, and I've managed to get some of it out. There were some nasty things like right here, almost something like glue. And what you need to do is, first of all, you need to prepare your car. And the way you prepare, or the leathers, the way you prepare them, you're going to need to use lacquer thinner to clean these very well with just a simple rag here. I've done this already. You know, you got to use your rag and clean this very well, very thoroughly. You're going to need to use also a compressed air to get into these cracks here between the leather pieces, because this is where the nasty stuff will be hidden. And when you get all this stuff, then one of the ways to prepare this leather is you can use a DA. You can use a DA. That DA is actually called, the technical term is double action sander. And with the DA, you can use these kind of papers. I would recommend using 320 or 400. Should be, but I would say 320 would be ideal for this type of leather. Probably most leathers. If it's too soft, if the leather is too soft, then you're gonna have to go finer, maybe 500 or 600. And because you're gonna have to be very careful when you do these leathers. The detail way of doing this is you need to pay attention to cracks, and there were a bunch of cracks right here. I can still see some of it, like right here. The dye, or this paint called dye for leather, is actually completely gone right here. So if you see cracks, especially deeper cracks, you need to take care of them, because they're gonna show when you start painting it with the new paint. So you grab the 320. The bigger surface you can do with the DA, and just kind of hit it here and get it, you know, try to get it. It's just the DA will help you to do it faster and cleaner, to get it flat. And because of the DA spinning fast, it would be able to create a much better surface to work with. And the other details where you couldn't get with a DA, you have to see if you have any kind of nasty stuff like here. And I'm gonna hit them with, you know, manually with this piece of sandpaper. And as you can see, some of it is coming out. Also right here, because this is between pieces, we got stitching going on here. Be careful with the stitchings, like right here, but try to prepare this seat as good as possible and hit it, because the better you prepare the seats, the easier the new die is going to stay on. And of course, after you do the sanding, you prepare this. Make sure there's nothing in these holes. Try to use, if you have this perforated leather, try to use compressed air and get into these holes. Or another way around is using a sharp pick tool. A lot of cases, if you don't have a metal pick tool, you can use a toothpick also. When you paint these, if these get filled with the dye, you're gonna have to do them by hand and kind of perforate them to make them, make them look the way they're supposed to be. See, I see some cracking here. When you see this cracking, you gotta hit it so you kind of get the cracks out. The smoother this surface looks, the better it's gonna be and easier for you to paint these seats. And once you think this is ready, you have to make sure that you put masking tape with paper around this car, so you don't end up with overspray over the place on these panels. We're gonna use a small gun, HVLP gun, high volume, low pressure gun, so we can control the amount of paint coming out. So I got some lacquer thinner, and I'm gonna try to clean this. I guess I'm pretty close to where the dye is wearing off, as you can see. Yeah. The whole thing is, you need to be very you don't need to be really careful with this, because you're gonna paint it anyway. But once you see this wearing off, that means you are through the dye. Usually these leathers come in black or grayish colors, dark gray. That's the natural color of how they're made. You don't see, there is no white leather in this world, obviously, and maybe you guys don't know it, but normal plastics like these trim plastics, they come black or gray. Then if there's another color like these two pieces here, that's painted. That was probably originally black, so it was just painted with a dye over it, and that's what we have in this situation. This leather could be, it looks like it's kind of brownish, yellowish. That may be the natural color of this leather. So I'm getting it clean with lacquer thinner, and what we're going to hit is the main areas that we need to paint. I don't think I'm going to be painting the headrests. I need to get this headrest out of the way, but we're going to need to paint this. So this front area here, because it's nasty, because the cracks were here. So I'm going to paint this, and we're going to go over this, and then we're going to go over to the back side. Again, always prepare this thoroughly, so that the dye will have a chance to stick to the paint. And this looks good. I just need to remove that headrest out of the way. Okay guys, I the next step that I'll recommend before you start painting with the dye, this is the dye. It was prepared by a business, local business here, and they actually matched it to the leather, color matched it, because I brought in the headrest back there that I took off. I brought it to them, to this paint store, and they matched the color. That would be your best way, or your best bet, to actually match this thing so it matches perfectly. Otherwise, you can try to buy this online. I think I've seen a website called C Doctor that sells these according to the car. You can give them your VIN number, or you can just put your car and choose the color. So recommended is before you hit this with the paint. I got it ready with the inside the paint gun. I'm gonna use this adhesion promoter. One that's very famous is called Bulldog adhesion promoter. I recommend you using that Bulldog thing because it will promote a better adhesion to this dye. So I'm gonna kind of lightly spray this to show you what we're doing. So let me see how this sprays. So always test before you hit it. So it looks like just like this. And we got some wind going on, so I need to close this. I need to close this. Okay. And so the places where you're gonna paint, you need to hit it with this promoter, because again, it will help with the paint to get a better adhesion or a better grip to the leather. This seat belt, I need to try to put it somewhere else. Again, try to get this in these crevices or the different surfaces where the leather pieces meet. And okay, it should be fine. You could use also Bulldog in a liquid form and mix it within the actual dye when you put it in your gun. That'll also work. And we need to wait for a few minutes for this to dry, and we're going to start painting. I need to try to put another paper here because I need to cover this so we don't get overspray. I also forgot to mention actually that you can buy these dye paints pre-mixed for different colors. I saw it at the paint store. They're spray cans ready to go, made by, I believe this is a famous company called SEM or SEMI. They prepare different sprays for the professionals in the car industry. So you wouldn't need all this stuff, a gun, especially if you don't have a gun. You can just buy the spray cans. I'll try to find some spray cans online and show you what they look like in a link when I do this video. But again, try to spray this with the adhesion promoter right there. Try to spray exactly where the biggest wear of this leather is going to be, so that it actually sticks better in this way. And this sign here, the SRS airbag, you could tape it, or you could try to avoid it just by painting on the side of it. You should be able to control. You need to learn, if you don't know how to control your strokes. You're gonna have to learn to, especially with a spray can. They're not controllable, so you're gonna have to move forward and backwards, like, and see what pattern the spray paints, and that's how you're gonna be able to do that. In my case, I can control the gun, I can control the pattern and the power, so it's a little bit different situation. So as you can see, I masked up the seat. We're gonna put the air and we're gonna start painting. So it looks like the paint is very thick. I did put reducer to get it more liquefied, but it's still kind of thick, so we're gonna give it a try and see how this is going to work. Okay, not that bad. It's actually working. Woo. Very, very nice. You can see you're gonna have to do normal strokes. And remember, these are layers. Don't try to get it too fast or too thick from the first time. You can do it in letters, but man, look at the difference. You see, look at this, look at the right and left side. This is just coming back to life, and that's what we're talking about. This is going to look very, very nice once it's done. And I see one, what is this? Okay, some kind of imperfection or dirt. Don't be afraid, this actually dries very fast. So I'm gonna continue with this. So if you remember the cracks, this is the perfect situation where, let me try to get this out of here. I want to show you the cracks, how they can kind of, you can kind of see them. You see, they're on the level right there. Those are the little cracks that you have to take care of, these cracks. So you have to send this old dye all the way to the surface of the leather in order, when you paint these new layers, the cracks don't show again. And it should be okay because I got it all the way down to the surface. Okay, when you do one solid layer, you can leave this alone so that it actually dries out. Obviously we're gonna have to do these holes manually, like I said, because at this point we cannot use the compressed air anymore, because we're gonna destroy, or you're risking to start peeling off these new layers. So we're gonna do these with a toothpick or just a little metal pick tool, and that's how you're supposed to do it. And then we can go up here. Let me do a coat here actually, so I show you. And again, this leather, you know, these new layers are blendable with the other layers, so you don't need to be perfect, or you know, you don't need to look for this crazy perfection. As long as this looks nice, it looks, you know, better than what it was, you will be fine with you know, you should be happy with the results. As you can see, look at this seat here, how nasty it is. And then look at this seat here. I mean, it's like brand new seats. I see something here. I'm gonna try to put some more paint. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to sand it down. Don't be afraid to sand down stuff. If you see imperfections, you're just gonna need to sand them down. So looks fine. We may have to do a little bit of paint right here in the corner, just right here, and kind of around this label, so you don't paint the label. But the problem would be, the biggest problem would be like right here, or this should be your main focus. And as you can see, it's not that hard. Even if you have a spray can, it would be actually easier. Just don't forget that you need to use an adhesion promoter, because that will help to this dye to get stuck to the paint for a longer time. And hopefully I can help you guys, you know, save thousands of dollars, or, you know, when you want to fix your car yourself, or when you're doing a project or restore your car. If you got any questions or anything, just please don't hesitate to put them in the comments section, and I will gladly answer them as soon as possible. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel, because this will help me to run this channel. And please like my videos, and thanks again. Thanks very much.